I'm Angie Ellington, and welcome to Southern Sass Chats. My guest today is an audiobook narrator and performer, a voice artist, if you will. And she has actually performed the voices for two of my books. Please welcome Rachael Franco.
Well, hello there.
Hi, Rachael. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's so nice to see you, Angie. Thank you
You
for
too.
having me.
Sure. Thank you for coming on. Love the
Of
background. Really
course.
cool.
Thank you. It's my little cozy recording den, so trying to brighten it up, make it a happy place to be.
Yeah. So do you have the like foam buffers or whatever it is all around your
I
soundproof
I
stuff?
do. This is a little bit makeshift. It's not quite a closet, but it's definitely a little nook. So I have like foam and walls and everything. You can probably see my plywood up top if the angle's just
No, no,
right.
no. I just see the pretty stuff. I see the twinkling lights. I know you told me that when we before we talked, like the female gaze is what we can't quite
Yes.
see the wording, but I'm going to tell people that says the female gaze. I can see the and gaze. So
I know
yeah.
I wish I could center her a little bit,
Oh,
but
she's
also it's like
beautiful. I love the sparkles. I love it. That's really cool. I feel like you're like immersed in a world and when you're in that room. Like I can just feel that from here.
it definitely helps as it's you kind of come in from the rest of your house, your family, your pets, everything that's, distracting when the best ways, but also come in here and it's like, okay, now and like as soon as I shut the door, it does like get quiet. And so it really is kind of a okay, now I'm here and I'm focused and I'm gonna dive in. So
Yeah, and bring some new characters to life from the page, which is
that's
amazing.
that's the goal.
It's amazing. And I've had the pleasure to work with you twice on Autumn and Apple Hill, which is now a Hallmark movie, and
Yes.
on Be Mine and Valentine. That was actually, which one did we do first? Be Mine and Valentine,
Be Mine
right?
and Valentine. Yeah, that was the first one.
Yes, 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 yes. And you did an amazing job on both. I mean,
Thank
obviously,
you.
that's one reason I came back to you for Autumn and Apple Hill. It was originally recorded by a wonderful narrator, but it had been several years. I had made some changes to the book and the story, and I just felt like it needed a refresh. And
Yeah, you always want
she,
those things to match. Like
yeah,
that's a really rough spot to be in to not have your print and your audio consistent. So,
yeah, and
yeah.
she was no longer really doing. I think my book is honestly the only one she's ever done. She's a, an
Oh,
actress, a
gotcha.
singer. She's super busy anyway. So I talked to her. I was like, I don't, I didn't want to hurt her feelings or anything because she was sweet and great, but I did want to just kind of give it a refresh. And you
Yeah.
and I had worked on Be Mine and Valentine, and I'm like, Rachel did such a great job. I'd love to work with her again. So you did
Thank you.
wonderfully.
Thank you. No, they were super fun to work on. They're just so light and easy and it's just really it's nice to kind of just get lost in a very fun, cute little story. So they were super fun to work on.
Great. Thank you. I'm glad you're saying that. So, how did you get started in the world of voice narration and artistry? Because it is an art form, it's performance. So, how did you get started?
Yeah. So a couple avenues kind of all came together. So I've always been a reader, long time lover of books. And then going back a long time ago, I used to do a lot of performance stuff. I used to do a lot of drama and dance and I was pretty into it until, like confidence and things kind of got in the way. And I just set those things aside to go pursue like a real job kind of thing. Um,
Yeah, I understand that.
And then, COVID happened, the world ended, and I got really into audiobooks at that point. So it's like if I'm going to be trapped in the house, I can get stuff done and read and kind of get lost in a world that isn't this one right now. And from there, I've always had an attitude of it's like, I wonder if I could do that. And a lot of times it works out. And it kind of did with this too. I was like, I wonder if I can. I wonder how hard it is to do audiobooks. And so I went ahead and looked into it and kind of found a couple avenues to try. Bought a super cheap microphone on Amazon and just tried.
Probably
Tried to
like the
see
one
if,
I have now.
I mean, they work great. And it got me my first job. So it was enough to figure out that like, okay, the sound of my voice isn't awful, maybe. And then
Not at all.
also that yeah, I can turn some of these passions that I've kind of set aside for a long time into something that I find really enjoyable. So I've now been doing this for about 3 years, 3.5 ish almost. I've got about 30 titles. Like one's about to come out, so I'm right around 29, 30 at the moment. I have several more booked out at the moment. So yeah, it's just rolling and it's been amazing so far.
So is that over 30 under Rachel Franco, or is that like a combination between the two?
It's a mix,
The
yeah.
mix. Okay. And so your other, I'm going to call it persona here, is
Yes.
Rylee Forrester.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about, if we want to look up Rachel Franco, what are more the style books we're going to find? And if we look up Rylee Forrester, what are the more style books we're going to find?
So, Rachel Franco, you're going to find kind of a mix of things. Definitely look at covers to kind of discern where you want to go there. Because I have some really sweet, lovely romance. I have some horror, and the horror kind of like runs from pretty tame to no, you want to check those triggers on that horror. Um, so Rachel Franco really, there's a little bit of a gambit on what you find there. And then Rylee Forrester is a little more consistent. It's a lot more fantasy, paranormal, dark romance type of stuff. So it's the more
Spicy stuff.
explicit. Yeah, and like not everything is, but most of it is.
Mhm.
So
Have you done any like of the like biker stuff on any of that?
I I actually just I just came out with it's like September 16th they released its little duology, and it's set in a MC, but it is like very dark, very like trigger warning, not necessarily romance, but kind of.
Mhm.
It's yeah, it's definitely like, but it's a bunch of biker guy voices that I'm having to
And
to
that's under
voice.
Rylee
So
Forrester, right?
that is, yeah.
Yeah. So, but it all just speaks to variety and the ability to play different roles. I mean, it's just like actors,
Yeah.
when they are performing, you know, a good guy role or a woman role or the bad guy, bad girl. You know what I mean? You want to stretch and
Right.
grow and be able to do different things too. And sometimes it's if I like for me, I stick to a certain genre for writing, but I have considered writing in
Yeah.
another genre because I read and watch a lot of different things and not everything is
Right.
as sweet as what I write.
Right.
But for
Sometimes you like
me,
to delve into something else.
um, sometimes I get into more of the thriller stuff as well. So
Yeah.
I do typically kind of lean more into the cleaner side for my romance reading, but I did just watch The Hunting Wives. So, I mean,
Oh, I haven't seen that.
I had to like turn away a little bit for some of that. It was a really
No,
fun little romp to take.
no, see, I haven't seen that
Oh
yet.
my gosh.
I should check it out.
Check it out because it's like a lifetime movie amped up for a series. And it was not what I expected, but it was one of those where you just can't look away. Start
Right.
watching.
I'm stuck here, but I'm maybe not against my will. I don't know.
Yeah. It's crazy. So, what is your favorite genre to read?
Oh, to read.
Mhm.
So I kind of go back and forth. I've been romance is my home base. So I love dark romance, fantasy romance. Like those are really kind of where I'd like to live. But I've been taking a break recently because I guess I pretty much narrate everything that I like to read. And
Right.
so I love horror, I love thrillers. And so yeah, I've been kind of on a pre-spooky season horror thing. And so, yeah, it's just I'm kind of a mix of things. I almost always go back to if I want something if I can't figure out what I want to read, I go to romance and I find
Right.
something there. So it
Good.
just kind of depends on my mood, but
Yeah, I'm a mood reader too, and I'm a theme person. And like it's October, so it's spooky season. So,
right, it's the time.
yeah, it's like bring me the fall books. Let me read a sweet romance and a pumpkin patch, and then let me read like, a murder slasher story or
Right. See, and my favorite is when those two intersect.
yeah,
Like, give me the romance thriller. That's where I want to be.
there
So,
you go. Love that. So you mentioned that you have an upcoming project, but before we get to that, what was the first book that you narrated or
oh,
performed?
so I was extremely fortunate to have the first job that I booked was actually a 4-book series.
Oh, wow.
And it was for an author named Marie Lanza, who is a wonderful person, so easy to work with and absolutely lovely. And yeah, she has a 4-book all in the same world. Mostly the characters stick through the whole thing. Zombie horror. And so that was my first series was this 4-book, and the first 3 were her like back catalog, and then she was just coming out with the 4th and final installment, and so she wanted to get them all in audio. So that was
And
my really fortunate first work.
what was her name again? Marie what?
Marie Lanza.
Okay. And it's a zombie series.
Yes.
What's the name of the first?
It's called Fractured, and the first
Fractured.
one is yeah,
I
it's a
remember
Zom
seeing that.
813.
As you're saying it, I remember seeing that Fractured, with your name attached to it when I was,
Yes.
looking at listening for your audition and everything, for Be Mine and Valentine. Yeah. So, but as soon as you said it, I'm like, yeah, I remember seeing that now. Yeah. Fractured.
Right.
Okay. Awesome. And that is great though, right out of the gate to book a 4-book series. That
It
shows
really
that
was.
author really liked your sound for her series.
I I so appreciate that she took a chance on me because I was really upfront with her. It's like, this is my first. So, and she was like, it's mine too. So we just kind of learned together and went through it. It was a wonderful first experience because the writing was great. The books were excellent. They were fun to read. And then she was so easy and understanding and patient with the fact that I was learning how to do this
Yeah.
on the job. So,
And to have like you always want a good working relationship anytime, but that first book is really important because you don't want to get a bad taste in
extremely.
your mouth right out of the gate. You want to, you're
Right.
nervous, they're nervous, and you want to have a good experience. I'm glad that you did, and I hope that your
Yeah.
experience with me was positive also.
It absolutely was. No, you were so easy to work with, and like I said, like there's always kind of a give and take on sometimes the writing might be great, but you struggle to read it
Mhm.
type of thing. And so it's always really nice to have material that it's like, no, this was super easy to read. My brain and mouth didn't struggle, and so we got it out. We connected with it really easily. So it's really nice to know you were such a wonderful client to work with, and
Oh,
the books were
awesome.
super fun to read.
I hope that all of your projects have been very pleasant and good and that you continue to have that also. Have they mostly been good?
Overwhelmingly, like knock on wood. But yes,
Yeah.
every rights holder, every author that I've worked with and everything, everyone's been super pleasant. Like I really haven't had a bad experience.
That's
Some
awesome.
authors are more hands off.
Yeah.
And so it's more of just like, we have the contract set up, I get what I need, I start working on it, and there's not a lot of back and forth. It's basically like, yep, thanks, and we're all done. But that's the worst case, and it's not bad.
I
So,
try to be like that. And that's not really my personality. Like you
yeah.
really, I'm trying to remember like with you because I'm like, I probably was more like, oh yeah, this sounds great. But I don't know. I'm like, there have been 1 or 2 times with someone where I was like, well, maybe we could do this or slow it down a little bit. But for the most part, I know how nerve-wracking that is to be reading someone else's work and performing. I grew up at
Yeah.
theater and doing and acting and all the things too. So I mean, anytime you're doing anything and it's criticized, it's a blow to the ego too. So, you want
Right.
to be very careful about how you say something, even if you don't necessarily love the sound, it's not that you're like upset with the whole process. It might be just a little something, but you've got to be careful how you say that because this person is
Right.
putting a lot of energy into this and you don't want to break their spirit while they're in the middle of doing a performance for you
Right.
either.
Well,
So
and on
I
the other
try to
side
just
too.
sit back and say, okay, I like to read listen to a couple of chapters so I kind of get an idea of how their flow is going. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay, they're good. Whatever. Go for it.
Right.
Um,
Well, and on the other side too, it's tricky because like you want to make your client happy, you want to have it because like especially authors, it's like that book is one of their babies. Like you
yes.
want to take care of it for, and so I just think it's so important to set up those boundaries right off the beginning. That it's like, okay, I want to make this the best thing, and I want it to be everything that you want it to be. But that like we'll work together, we'll get exactly what you want, and then at this point, I spread my wings and go, and this is what
Yeah,
we're gonna
and
get.
spreading your wings is exactly what narrators should be doing because you are bringing your own performance to it. You're bringing a little bit of a different take than, exactly the tone they may have had when they were writing it. But that's what we
Right,
want, or that's what we should want. We should, just like in a
right.
movie, it was, when I had that adaptation, it's a different tone. And, that's what you want because you're like,
Yeah.
look at all these different ways my characters are coming to life. And I just think that's amazing to listen to someone else bring a character to life and have their own little bit of a personality, included in that. I think that makes them sort of
Yeah.
that character. So,
I can imagine it can be really, really hard to like release that and be like, okay, well, now someone else has some creative license over the thing I made. Like I can understand that it could be so hard. So I always really respect and appreciate when authors come to me and it's like, well, this is how it sounded in my head. And it's like, I will do my best. Like I am on the case. And if you don't love it, we can work on it. Like I'm so happy to try to make all of those things that you imagined when you wrote it actually happen. And, sometimes I'm not going to be able to do the growly man as much as someone might want me to be able to, but I'm going to do my best to get the spirit of the thing
yes,
in
I
there.
can
So,
imagine especially in Rylee Forrester, that role that you run across some interesting moments of things that you have to. Do you have an anecdote? Like, is there a voice that's been like kind of awkward for you to do at some point?
see, I really only ever felt awkward in the very beginning. Like the very first like spicy scene that I narrated, I had a moment of by myself where I'm like, I'm really doing this. Okay. Okay. Um but then once you kind of get past that, it's really a matter of like the reader is expecting it to not be a joke, to
Yeah,
not be awkward.
that's
Like
right.
the listener wants it to be serious, but not like comically. It's not a caricature like they want to experience the book in a way that enhances it, doesn't detract from it.
Yeah.
And so I always try to really like I know some people might be like the spicy scenes and it's like, well, but I need to treat those with as much or more respect than a lot of other parts because a lot of spicy listeners are there for those scenes.
Yeah, they're there
And
for
if they get
that.
to that scene,
Yeah.
yeah,
The
and like
more
I
you
mean
get
obviously
into
the
it, the more,
whole
yeah, they want to hear, they don't want you to hold back.
exactly. And if I go into it feeling like, oh, it's so awkward to do them, like if I go into it like that, it's going to read
Yeah.
in the
And if
recording.
you're bringing
And
a
so,
werewolf to life, the audience is all in. They want to hear,
yeah.
Jacob from Twilight. They want that. We were watching an episode of Supernatural last night and it was werewolves.
Yeah.
That's what came to my mind right now. You know, whatever it is, whoever's listening to it is very invested in that and they want you to be
Exactly.
serious about it too. So I mean, but I can imagine that can be a little challenging, well, very challenging sometimes.
It definitely like there's going to be times where it's like he growled so low, I felt it like it's like I'm not going to be able to growl. But I can at least get the spirit of that thing. So like if it's something like and he growled with such possession, like I can get the possession even if I'm not gonna be getting the like depth of it, right? Because I'm just a girl, I can't do that. But
I'm just a girl sitting in front of a microphone asking you to love me.
asking it to love me, like, please listeners, just accept that I am not the werewolf of your dreams, but that you'll believe it for just a couple minutes.
That's right.
So
Absolutely, absolutely. And what upcoming projects do you have? Because I noticed you mentioned something's coming out soon. So what else do we see coming?
yeah, so I have it's almost like a novella, and it's in review right now. So not exactly sure when it will release, but
Yeah, that's all
production
up
is
to
done on it.
ACX.
Yeah, and my rights holder is still reviewing it too, so we're kind of in that limbo of like it could be a couple weeks, it could be a month. I'm not totally sure.
Yeah.
But recording is done on it. So it's called Demands, and it's a little sapphic female romantic novella. And it's very loosely based off Beauty and the Beast, but the Gaston character gets the girl.
Okay.
Um and so really cute. It was a fun little read.
And
And
is that
then I
under
have
Rylee or Rachel? Rylee
that's actually under
or
that's under
Rachel?
Rachel.
That's under
I lost
Rachel.
track.
Okay. I can
Yeah.
imagine it's hard to.
Yeah, no, it's well, and I started to almost phase Rylee out, and then I had a couple jobs that it's like you're gonna do that under Rylee, right? And I was like, yes. So she's back in the game. I'm not sure what I'm doing at the moment.
Yeah,
But,
leave it
uh,
there. That shows that you have someone who really wanted that they saw something
yeah,
in that performance that they wanted to make sure you were going to get that they were going to get. They wanted to make
yeah,
sure that they got that style. So yeah, keep it there.
yeah.
I think it's great.
So
I
Riley's
think
alive and well.
yeah, if I ever write another genre, I'm going to write under a different name. Also, even
Oh,
if I let
absolutely.
people know what it is, because it's a different style for me and I want to feel like I'm in
Right.
that
It's a different
style.
brand.
Yeah, yeah. It helps
Exactly.
with your brand. Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah,
great.
I know that's why Rachel Franco's kind of a mess because it's like you want extreme horror or you want like Hallmark sweet romance. Like
Yeah,
where are you landing? So
that's
it's a choice.
fine.
I'm not sure.
Most people, narrate all types of different genres, but you do have some of them kind of honed in for one or the other
Yeah,
two. But yeah, I think go ahead and start a third one for your horror going forward.
I did. I actually did. And then I decided to move, like, I only had one title on it for a while, and I decided to move it over to Rachel Franco because I had a conversation with a really seasoned narrator, and he was just like, I narrate what I narrate and I'm going to be proud of it no matter what. So I don't
Yeah.
really feel the need to separate it. And as far as like managing multiple pseudonyms for like social media and things like that, it's exhausting.
Yes,
It's
that's
just so,
exhausting. It really, yes, so exhausting. And you're right. Like people start to look for your voice. Sometimes they'll read things that aren't necessarily their typical jam because they want to
right.
hear something else by
They
you.
could,
And it can
exactly.
bring some
There's a
people
cat outside.
from the Hallmark world into the horror world or vice versa. And and they also can find, oh, she's Rylee Forrester. Let me go see what she's got under that because you're making me curious to go and listen to some of what you got. And do we have is that a kitty?
We do. He just jumped up. His name is Serial. And
Oh, I love
this is
it. I just
this is
love,
where he sleeps during the day.
yeah.
And so, yeah, I've kicked him out of his normal nap spot from about
Oh,
9 a.m. to about noon. So he's like, excuse me.
yeah. We lost one of our babies about a
I
week and a
saw
half
you posted
ago.
on Instagram. I'm so
Yeah, it was
sorry.
really hard. I wasn't in town that day, but and it just happened.
Oh,
But we knew she was sick, but we didn't expect it like right then or whatever. But
yeah,
yeah. So it's always hard to lose our babies, and I'm not gonna make this
it
sad, but yeah,
is.
it is. So I'm happy to see your kitty there. Did you say cereal?
Yes, Serial. My then 3-year-old named him. It was,
Okay,
what should we name the kitty? He's Serial. So,
yeah, that sound. I love it. We're going to move on to some rapid fire just to give you some
okay,
little
awesome.
quick fun things to answer. So, when you need some extra energy for narrating or just mom life, whatever, what is your go to pick up your energy level?
Oh, I am fueled by coffee. I am probably, more coffee than actual blood at this point in my life.
Yeah,
So,
coffee and an IV. Me too.
yep. Yeah, that's that right there. Thank you very much.
I love your mug.
Thank you. I got it yesterday. It's Lord of the Rings.
I love it. Yeah,
I'm a
I was
little
like, what
bit,
is? Yeah, that's really
it's
cool.
Rohan. Yeah, I'm like low key obsessed with mugs, and my last three have been Lord of the Rings. So,
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that. Definitely coffee.
yes.
So are you more into like outdoorsy things like hiking, kayaking and stuff, or into a spa pampering day?
Oh, so I've never been a spa person. Like my nails are bare, my hair is barely done. Um, but no, I live in the Pacific Northwest, and so it's not hard to get to a really beautiful hike, really easy. And so yeah, the hiking is definitely. I was just up with my friend taking her to a place she'd never been last Friday, and so we went and we did like 6 miles, and it was just absolutely beautiful day. So it was lovely. But yeah, definitely hiking.
Yeah. Sounds awesome. Awesome. Favorite color?
Oh, blue, teal, bluish. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of love like the tealish color too. I kind of shift from teal more into the green and stuff too, but I love the and it changes because I used to say it was purple, but now I've kind of
Yeah.
morphed.
I'm realizing that I'm like dark jewel tones is
Yeah,
basically where I land. Mostly greens, blues, but yeah, dark purples, dark reds. It's like, yeah, that's my life. I'm there.
love it. Um for Halloween, are you more into I think I already know the answer, but the spooky movies or more comedic style?
Spooky for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it's like a fear
I was gonna
fest.
say I thought you were gonna guess correct. Yep.
Yeah. What is your favorite Halloween candy?
Ooh, it's got to be Reese's. Reese's pumpkins.
Yeah, oh gosh, those are addictive.
I know. We got a bag of them. I'm not proud to say they're gone. So,
I did the same thing. I've stayed away from sugar as best as I can recently outside of our trip to Wilmington with my neighbor. And I last week went into CVS and bought like a bag of Reese's, no, Snickers and peanut M&Ms. There's like two of each left. I've eaten
yeah.
out. I put them in a candy dish. That was the mistake right there
I
because now
know.
they're in
Like
front of me.
they're available, right? No, I can't buy Halloween candy until like a few days before, which is terrible because it's not on
Smart.
sale. It's always like, yeah. But no, if we buy it early, like my husband, like it will be gone.
Yeah.
And then my husband will be like, "Why did you buy the candy?" It's like, "'Cause I was planning ahead." So yeah.
Yeah, I have that same problem. I'm like, I need to just like not get it until like right before, and then I can justify
Right.
it.
And then the couple that you snag is like totally okay because it's Halloween anyway, so
That's
it's
right.
fine.
That's right. um, what was your like favorite childhood TV show?
Oh gosh.
Something really random here.
I really loved and I was able to like watch it again because it's on Amazon is Legends of the Hidden Temple
Oh,
on Nickelodeon.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, loved that show. Like obsessed with that show as a
You
10-year
are.
old or
She's a
so.
fantasy girl, y'all. She's
I
Lord.
know.
You heard Lord of the Rings mug,
I
Legends of the Lost
know.
Temple. She's definitely in her fantasy stories. Love it. Um, do you speak another language? And if not, what is one you would most like to learn?
I'm actually learning French right now. And I'm about like an intermediate level.
Oh, parlez-vous
We're
français?
un peu et mauvais.
Mm. I can say like
Um,
that and about three other things. And I took
I
French in high
actually,
school and I know very little. But no, like, je
I
m'appelle
actually,
Angela.
yeah. I actually have a French lesson after this. So,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm glad I asked that then. I was
Yeah.
picking one. I try to ask some different ones with everybody. So I'm glad I asked that. Look, you
Yeah.
guys need to listen to her narrations because now she's learning French too. So she'll probably
Right.
eventually narrate a French book too. That'd be fun.
I'm looking to put it on my resume as far because like people they ask when you sign up for publishers and things. It's like, do you speak another language or are you like audiobook fluent? And it's like, oh, I'm close. I'm close to audiobook fluent. I could like I could be a French character. So
Love it. Love that. And the last one, are you a night owl or an early bird?
absolutely a night owl. I cannot do mornings, thus the abundance of coffee.
Coffee.
No,
We're
I
Lorelai
naturally
Gilmore
like,
twins here.
yeah, gosh. My dad is a morning person and he would always like if I ever had to get up early, I worked at Netflix for a little while and my
Oh,
shift started at
awesome.
5 a.m. It was okay. But my shift started at 5 a.m. and my dad, who loves morning, was like, "You're gonna love that schedule." And that's now a running joke with my husband because I did not love that schedule and I will never love that schedule. And there's no amount of like transitioning to it. Like, no, no, that's not the life I choose.
No, no. Night owl definitely over early bird for that. I I'm a little bit better with getting up early now than I used to be. But no, 5 a.m. is not for me. No, please don't.
No, no.
I'm a
I've
snooze
lived
button person for that.
I've lived too long to live in discomfort like that
That's right.
at this point in my life. Like, I choose happiness, and
Yes.
that's not it for me.
Yes. Oh, well, thank you so much, Rachel, for coming on. You've been lovely to chat with, and you guys can check out her work under Rachel Franco or Rylee Forrester. And
Yes,
do you have a website or anything that they can go to?
I do. I have RachelFrancoAudio.com, and my name is spelled uniquely because my mom was like, let's be
And we're going to
different.
link
So
it too.
it's awesome. Yeah. So Rachel with an A. But yeah, RachelFrancoAudio.com. And I'm on socials too. So it's pretty easy to find. I don't post, but I'm there.
She's there, and she'll be posting about her book coming out soon.
I will. I'm actually trying to be better about that. So, but thank you so much for having me, Angie.
Thank you for coming on, and we're so excited to have you there. We will be linking Rachel's website in this post on Instagram and on YouTube, where we have Southern Sass Chats. Have a great day, Rachel, and thank
Thank
you.
you. You too. Bye.
Bye.